I'm Crystal Faulkner with the CPA and Business Advisory firm of Cooney, Faulkner and Stevens. We're here today with Linda Antus. She's the president and the CEO of the Cincinnati, USA Regional Tourism Network. Linda, exactly what is the tourism network?
I understand your question. It's a destination marketing company, and we're in the business of inviting leisure travelers to come to the greater Cincinnati and northern Kentucky region. That creates terrific economic impact for our region.
Well, what kind of economic impact? How much is dollar value are these tourists bringing here to our greater Cincinnati area?
That's a wonderful question. Tourism is an economic driver, and we would say conservatively in the past 5 years we've driven over $300 million in economic impact, and what that turns into is money, jobs, and real lift for our community.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, because we all are very knowledgeable about the downturn in the economy. I think personally, not having been born here in Cincinnati but lived here more than half of my life, we have a wonderful asset here. There's so many things to do, and so many people even that currently live here don't realize it. But your tourism network doesn't just engage to get people here. I mean, others who live here can certainly take advantage of our remarkable city.
Absolutely. We're very visitor-centric. We understand what people want to see when they come to northern Kentucky and greater Cincinnati. And one of the best ways that a local or a visitor from out of town could take advantage of understanding the excitement is to go to CincinnatiUSA.com. That's our website. That's where we've driven our economic impact over the past 5 years. It's a very important portal. It's the largest in the travel region here, and we're very, very proud of what it's accomplished.
Well, Linda, those are very impressive statistics, and congratulations on all your great work that you're doing here for our region. And we're going to continue our conversation with Linda Antus on WCPO.com/businesswise. Linda, you mentioned that it's the greater Cincinnati, northern Kentucky region. That's pretty unique, isn't it, to have two different states that you're trying to market?
Absolutely. We are totally unique in the travel industry. In the United States, there's no one else in our shoes who's funded across state lines, and we're very proud of that. The convention bureaus on both sides of the river actually contribute a portion of their bed tax to subsidize the ability for us to attract leisure travelers. If you think about that, they're focused on meetings and conventions, and we're focused on the leisure traveler. People will come here for fun.
Fun's always a good thing, isn't it?
Fun's a wonderful thing.
And you've been now the president of this organization for how long?
For 5 years.
And you've really, I think, elevated the face of the city as a result of that. I mean, just think about all of the different conventions that we've had here, and we're getting ready to have the World Choir Games.
Absolutely.
In the summertime. Tomorrow is the Flying Pig Marathon, and we'll have thousands of people, won't we?
Yes,
From
we will.
all over the country and the world.
Tens of thousands, you bet we will.
So how do you use your leadership skills, the skills that you've developed through your life, and bringing them here to this role as the president of the RTN?
Well, it's interesting. My husband, who I met at Madison Square Garden in New York when we worked there together, he said, "You've spent your whole life training for this job." And so I have learned a lot of very valuable leadership skills. I started here as a resident, and I worked in the broadcasting business.
Okay.
What I learned from that is, in order to grow an audience, in order to intrigue people to watch a television show, you need to give them different fun things to see. Same thing in the travel business. So that's what I learned from broadcasting. When I moved to New York and went to work for HBO, I understood the idea of creating different experiences. I got to launch the Cinemax product along with HBO. What I learned there was the value of packaging, the value of how product being different, experiences being different, lifts the result, because you put two different things together and you're twice as appealing. That's what I learned.
Well, that's fascinating.
It's very fascinating. And then ultimately, in working in New York City, it's one of the largest travel destinations. Then I went from the Apple to the Ozarks and worked in Branson, Missouri, which is one of the largest heartland destinations that's known for travel and tourism. And what I learned there is that you have to appeal to people, you have to be interesting, and when you look at our region, what better place for us to say, great place to travel to? Worthy weekend getaway. Lonely Planet voted us one of the top 3 destinations to visit in 2012. It's a well-known travel portal, but to have that designation means that not only do we have the wealth of product, but we've been doing a great job of marketing, all of us together.
Well, what are you working on now for the rest of this year?
One of the most interesting challenges we have as a destination with the rich experience levels that we have, we're a little bit underfunded. we don't necessarily have as loud a voice in telling our destination story as a number of cities or destinations who are around us. We formed a 501c3 organization so that we can broaden our appeal to other stakeholders who may want to join hands with this initiative of building our destination's image and appeal. By doing so, we're hoping that we'll be able to compete very strongly with destinations around us who may not have nearly the wealth of product that we have here.
And we do have a great product here in Cincinnati, USA region. Thank you so much for being my guest, Lyndon, for everything you're doing.
My pleasure. Thank you.